and happy Thursday, everyone. It is Scott Wohlers with River Place Capital. It is Thursday, November the 19th, and just wanted to take some time and talk about what we've seen going on in the markets the last couple of weeks, what's been happening, what's moved markets higher, and kind of where we see markets moving from here. And so what we've seen over the last 2 weeks has been some really encouraging and exciting news in the markets where we've seen two potential vaccine candidates with over 90% effective rates and for working against fighting off COVID-19 and moving towards FDA approval and hopefully being able to administer vaccines as soon as this year, but with the bulk of the vaccines being done and administered in 2021. Those headlines have really moved markets higher over the last 2 weeks, and we've had big days moving markets higher off of the news of these two vaccines. And one of the interesting dynamics is you've really seen over the last 2 weeks the value sector significantly outperform the growth sector, and that's all betting on the reopening of the economy. So the vaccine gives investors hope that we will have a semblance of a return to normal starting next year. And so there's more confidence to get back into the market and start investing in some of these companies that have been so incredibly beaten down over the last 6 months because we didn't know when an end would possibly be in sight. With the vaccine candidates, it gives us hope and we can now see light at the end of the tunnel. However, what we are seeing on top of this, what we're seeing right now in the near term is as economic data is coming in, we are starting to see that the economy itself is slowing down. We are running out of the stimulus that we had back with the CARES Act. Unemployment insurance, the extended unemployment insurance benefit is starting to run out. We are not seeing the effects of that. We are seeing consumer spending slow down. And so what we have to look at as investors and what we're looking at for the economy is in the next 3 to 6 months until the vaccine is widely produced and administered and effective, what are markets going to do between now? Are we going to have a chasm to overcome? Or are we going to have a pothole to overcome? And then when we get on the other side of that, is it going to be the growth or the value trade that you want to be invested in? So at River Place Capital, one of the things that we are prepared for over the near term, unless we get a stimulus deal very quickly, which it does not look like that is going to be the case out of Washington, is we are expecting some volatility here in the near term until we are able to get the vaccine administered and we can start reopening, because COVID cases are starting to peak across the nation. We are having daily numbers of cases, over 200,000 cases being reported a day. And so you're seeing more and more restrictions going on across the country. More and more cities, more and more areas are locking down or doing partial lockdowns. You're seeing some school closures and things along those lines that have investors wary. But at the same time, we do have light at the end of the tunnel. So it's not like we're looking at a time period where we were in March where we didn't know any outcomes or what was going to happen in the long run. We were able to now see that we know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So expect some near-term volatility. And then on the flip side of that, when we get out of this volatility, we really expect the value trade to be the trade that is going to lead us higher into our next bull market and continue to move us higher through 2021 as earnings come in and we're able to see that. And the way that I equate that is what you're going to see a lot, and you're even seeing it this week, and you've seen it over the last 2 to 3 weeks, is you'll see one day is a growth day, one day is a value day. And I equate it to a 12-round boxing match where growth and value during this volatile time are going to be fighting one another. One day one's going to win, one day the next is going to win. But at the end of it, when we're all said and done and the 12th round and the bell is hit and we have a judge come out and say the winner we believe is going to be the value trade. So be prepared for the volatility to come in the near term, and be prepared to see the value outperform the growth in the long term. So if you have questions about how this impacts your individual portfolio or ways in which we can help you, never hesitate to give us a call. You can call us at 904-346-3460, or as always, check us out online at www.riverplacecapital.com. I hope everybody has a phenomenal Thursday, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks.